I'm Ben. I've talked to you before about some hints on doing a total knee replacement. One of the most important parts of a total knee replacement is your recovery. The last time I made a little clip, I'd only been out of the surgery for about 2 weeks. Right now, my first knee, my left knee, was done approximately 3 weeks ago, but my right knee was done 4 days ago. I'm 4 days out on this, and I wanted you to see how important some of these tools are, because you're going to find the first week or so you're going to have a lot of pain to deal with and just trying to move, just basic simple movements. Okay, I'm going to throw a lot of stuff out. A lot of stuff you may think is silly, doesn't pertain to you, just disregard it. I'm just trying to help you, because these are things that have helped me. We'll just go down the line here. One of the things I recommend while you're lying in bed having pain is to have a cassette recorder. Have a cassette recorder with a tape that sounds very, very relaxing to you. Now, I use one by Shauna Knoll. You've probably not heard of her, but it's probably the most incredibly relaxing song by a singer that I've ever heard. Next thing, always have a little snack, a little fruit dish here if you can. That gives you some energy. Be sure you have something to drink, because when you take medications, these pain medications are going to dry up your mouth. You'll feel like you've got cotton in your mouth. And then, of course, it doesn't hurt to have an inspirometer. I'm sure they've showed you this at the hospital. If not, they'll give you one. And you want to breathe this, kind of suck through this and keep a little ball at a certain height. What it does is it just kind of gives your lung some breathing room so that you don't get a pneumonia or something like that. Okay, next item. Now, this may sound a little silly, but it's very important, particularly to a guy. You want to have 2 urinals, not one, because you're going to fill up one right away probably. 2. Have 2 urinals. You can have a dozen if you want. I think they give them to you at the hospital. Now, unfortunately, I don't know how to equilibrate that to a woman. But for a man, you want 2. You want to have plenty of Kleenex. Go to Kroger's and buy Kroger's out of their stock of Kleenex. And you need Kleenex because you're going to be using urinals and you don't want to have spills. You're going to be eating food from awkward positions. You're going to have a mess. Next item. Now, this is very, very important. You have a grab rope that we talked about in an earlier film. This is one of the most key items. And you have another grab rope. Now, I have put an additional grab rope here that normally wouldn't be here, and I'll show you why. Grab ropes give you the ability to move and get up. Right now, if I didn't have a grab rope, I couldn't get up. Even if I held onto this walker, I could not get up. Now, here's what we do. I just put my hand as high as I can get it through that grab rope, as I can through that grab rope. Now, as I pull using my upper body strength, I'm just going to let my bad leg, which is the right leg, slide up under me. There. See how easy that was? Now, I am not going anywhere because we've got a lot to talk about, but I wanted to show you how to get up. Now, sitting back down. There we go. The only thing I want to caution you, when you make these grab ropes, and I use these clips, they're actually hooks that are used as tensioners for like farm fences and so forth. But don't use clothesline with a wire in it, because you've got tight angles to bend and they'll break, so don't do that. Okay, the next thing, you've got your foot machine up here, and now you've got a grab rope. So how do we get into that machine? Okay, here's what we're going to do. I've got this little rope here that I just pull on, and it's going to get me wherever I want to go. And I'm pulling it higher and higher. Okay, now all I have to do Let's slide this under here. Now, you lower this down like this. Okay, that got me into the knee machine. You notice there are some other things on the bed. For sake of time, I'm not going to go in detail. Now, cane we always think of, that's helpful for walking, but not here. Here, you can use it for 100 things. Like, you may want to use it to actually pull your rope down for better placement. You may want to help move with it, or you may need to grab something at some distance. I have what's called an acupressure something here, which is similarly very good. It allows me to grab a hold of things and move my foot, get some motion. There's a lot to be said for getting motion, free motion, that is not connected to the machine. The machine does great things, but you'll find when you get 90-degree bend out of the machine, wait till you go and try to get 90 degrees when you're going downstairs. It's very hard to do. Okay, the next thing, and I'm going to need a drink right now because my mouth is getting very dry. By the way, did I mention you need to keep you a little bowl of pain medicine here, because you don't know when you're going to have a pain attack. And remember, when you take your pain medicine, always allow somewhere in the neighborhood of 45 minutes to an hour for it to work. I like to use about 3 main dosages of pain medicine throughout the day and time my workout periods to that so that I can get more done. Here I have a Home Depot 5-gallon container. I'm not going to take time to demonstrate this right now. The idea is simple. I lift my leg up, put it over here, and then I practice flexing my leg up and down. Just simple physics. Now, as you get stronger, you go to a smaller container, a 1 gallon. That requires more muscle power. Next item, very important. I'm sure there are other things you can use, but for constipation, Miralax. If you're on meds, take a teaspoonful twice a day. Now, if you're having real problems, you can take more than that. I don't get any bad effects like diarrhea or anything like that. I just get a natural bowel movement when it takes effect. But you need to start these 3 or 4 days before you have your operation. Very important. For people that are maybe hard of seeing, or when you come out of your operation, you're not only going to be hard of seeing, you're going to be hard of focusing and understanding where you are. I have daily pill minders here, and it's hard to see these little raised letters representing the days of the week. So what I do is just put a piece of blue tape there, and that marks the spot where just before that I have my last dose of medicine. And then the next one, I'll move that piece of tape up. It's a very good, helpful tool. Sometimes you'll find things that seem to have no use at all, but this can be something very useful for your computer to set on that, or you can use it as a foot block to keep your foot from sliding. There are a number of usages. The most important thing that I can impart to you is you're going to have a lot of discomfort, at least I did, on the muscles in your butt, because you've been sitting on them motionless for days in the hospital, and now when you come out, you need to move a little bit. And that's why, now see, already, maybe I can't reach that. So I just take my handy dandy grabber, and now I can turn. And I don't have to turn much. I can turn just a little bit. There. Just take enough weight off to rotate your body a little bit to give those muscles some relief. I hope I've covered most of the essential items. There are a lot of other things, but I've only gotten 4 days out from the operation. I'm still in pain. Right now, without moving, my pain is about a 3. But if I start to move and everything, my pain's going to jump up to about an 8. In about 1 week, that pain is going to drop in half, and then another week, half again. So you do recover very quick if you will continue to use the tips that I give you and the many tips that other people have available for you. We will get you recovered very quickly. Thank you for your time, and I hope this has helped you. Did you turn off?
No.